and welcome to another episode of Practical Nutrition. I'm Amanda.
I'm Cassie.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah.
And today we're here to talk about healthy holiday habits. So I'm going to sing for you. Are you ready? On the 15th day of Christmas, my dietitian gave to me 10 tips for health accountability.
Wow! You're in the wrong profession.
I know. Okay, so the holidays are such a joyful time of year filled with family, friends, parties, cheesy Christmas movies and songs, and of course, delicious foods, sweets, and beverages. It's a time when we put aside our woes and sometimes our nutrition and fitness routines as well. A 2015 study by Harvard University found that Americans eat, on average, an excess of 200 calories per day within the 5-week period leading up to New Year's. That's a lot. Causing an average weight gain of 4.5 pounds. A piece of pie here, some eggnog there, a butter cookie before bed, a candy cane after lunch. It might not sound like a lot, but it adds up quickly, and few people shed the weight post-holidays as quickly as they put it on during the holiday season. So, if you've been successful thus far on your health journey to maintain or lose weight, how can you still enjoy the holiday season without feeling like you're depriving yourself or like you've jumped ship in nutrition and exercise? So, we are here to help. So Cassie's going to start us off with Christmas shopping and not shopping while we're hungry.
Yes, for many families, it's a tradition to spend some days out on the town doing Christmas shopping. Super fun. So around the holidays, shopping centers are filled with tempting treats, cinnamons, caramel corn, candied nuts, funnel cakes, fast food in the food court, Starbucks sweets, and they always make it smell really good when you're walking by. Yeah, the pretzel place always.
Oh, Auntie Anne's.
You know that they blow it like through the vents at the mall?
No way.
I think they did because it comes out, and they used to
Wow.
do that at, was it Subway or some bread place too?
Maybe.
I don't know, but
that's funny.
But yes, so if you feel like you want a pretzel when you walk by, now you know why.
That makes sense.
So that they're everywhere. They can draw you in with the warm, delicious smells and the free samples that they're giving you. So when you taste it, you want more, and so it's very good marketing. And I don't know what we would pump out of our vents to make people want to come in here. Not the smell of sweat. No. But yeah, we don't have that option. In a 2018 study by Cornell University of 100 shoppers, it was found that those who shopped hungry purchased 5.7 high-calorie food products, while those who ate before shopping only purchased 3.2 high-calorie products. So very interesting. Whether you're going gift shopping or grocery shopping, eat something before you go so you feel full and satisfied. If you know that you'll need a snack later, pack a healthy snack in your purse or car. We like to bring nuts, fruit, cheese, etc. And cheese stays good at room temperature for a few hours. If you're going to be out for 4 hours or so, cheese will be just fine. You wouldn't want to bring a lot of other meats and things like that and leave it out at room temperature for more than 4 hours. But I always have purse snacks available and water available. So because I typically drink a lot of water, so if I go out and I get distracted, sometimes I can get dehydrated. And so water and snacks are definitely a must. And you never know how long you're going to be out there, so you may think I'm only going out for a couple hours, but what if you're there, you find some great amazing things, or your kids or whoever you're with want to go somewhere else. So snacks are good. If the temptation of the treat is overwhelming, then get a small free sample, then move on and enjoy the time with your loved ones. A little bit goes a long way, and that first bite is always the best.
Always. Yes. True that. All right, now Alex is going to continue with our second tip, which is foodie treats as gifts. Naughty or nice, Alex?
I like that. Naughty or nice. Many people in your life may be foodies like us. We enjoy fun food, different types of things, and unique foods or beverages can be a wonderful gift. If you're considering giving a food as a gift, or if you've received a treat, here are some considerations, because there are some things to think about. So like the tins of popcorn. I have to go on a tangent on this for a second. So when I was younger, if my dad would ever listen to this podcast, he would laugh at this. My mom gave him a big tin of popcorn for Christmas. And my friend and I, we were young at the time, thought it would be a good idea to stick our feet in it. So we were like stomping in it. And my brother like saw it and was like, oh. So we put the lid on and then just like put it back on the counter. And like 2 hours later, my dad was on the couch eating the tin of popcorn. And my brother's like, hey, Dad. and got us all in trouble. But yeah, it was not. It was a bad idea. Sorry, Dad. I won't do that again. I'm old enough to know better. But so tins of popcorn, cookies, sweets are popular gifts. They often come in large servings, like the big tins, things like that. If they're too much of a temptation while sitting in your house, take them to work, bring them to church, bring them to a party to let other people have, because if it's just sitting there, it's really easy to overeat on it and then just keep doing that for days on end. You could save the decorative tin and regift it or use it for Christmas storage, which is a good idea. You're not obligated to eat the entire package, believe it or not. I know. It's shocking. We don't have to do that. You can stick your feet in it and then you won't eat it. That's for sure. Yeah. If you plan to give a foodie gift, think about the receiver, which I think is important. If they are someone with nutrition-related health problems or someone who's trying to lose weight or on a weight loss journey, consider giving a non-food gift or one of these healthy options, such as like a healthy cookbook, which that's a fun gift. I would enjoy something like that. It can be aesthetically pleasing, and there are thousands of options based on a person's unique interests. Unique seasonings, vinegars, oils, smoked salts, volcanic salts, international vinegars, oils. There's all kinds of different stuff that you can use for gifts. Homemade relish jar, so pickled cucumbers, peppers, veggies, and fresh herbs in a decorative jar tied with a ribbon. Almost looks too pretty to eat, but lasts up to a year, and it is delicious. It's true. High quality meats and cheeses, kind of like what we mentioned earlier. Many companies can send raw, frozen, or smoked meats directly to the receiver. Look for a wholesome brand with minimal preservatives. There are thousands of types of seasonal cheeses, cranberry, rye, herb crusted. These are all super nice gifts. So it doesn't always have to be the big thing of cookies or the big tin of popcorn. Another thing would be fruit and nut baskets. So for example, the Harry and David golden pear basket. So good. Have you guys ever gotten that?
Yes, I get it every year for Christmas.
They're so good.
From my dad.
The pears are huge and delicious and juicy. So if you haven't tried that, we would definitely recommend it.
Mm-hmm. All right, now Sarah's going to do our third tip, which is don't go to the party with an empty stomach.
Yes, which we have probably recommended, I don't even know how many times now. So if this is your first time listening to this tip, try it out or pay attention. So obviously we don't want you to try and save up your calories to spend, in air quotes, at your holiday meal or, a potluck style dinner. So it's not also healthy for your metabolism. So think about that too. If you don't eat for a long time and then you eat a lot of calories towards the end of the day, and maybe you do that 3 days in a row because you have multiple Christmas parties or holidays parties to go to. So keep that in consideration. It's not just about the calories at that point. It's also about, being healthy for your metabolism. And if you do go without eating all day before a holiday feast, you are more likely to overindulge or overeat at that event, which leaves you feeling very uncomfortable, and you're probably wearing clothes that you want to feel comfortable in and not super stuffed and have to unbutton your jeans at the dinner table because you ate too much. So think about it more than just eating those calories too. You're probably not going to feel too great either. And then lastly, let the holiday feast be part of your plan. So plan to eat 3 regular meals and snacks if you need them, including the holiday meal. You'll feel less discomfort and guilt from overeating if you go into that day knowing that it's a part of your plan.
Yes, good tip. Okay, 4th tip is bring something healthy to the party. So there are definitely some parties or family functions where there probably won't be anything healthy. I have a side of the family where I know there's not going to be a lot of healthy items, so that's okay. And instead of making a big deal about how you yourself need healthy food or making them change their menu to your needs, just offer to bring something healthy yourself. The host or hostess will probably be really grateful that 1, you offered to contribute at all, and 2, it's something new that they can try. And also it helps you be in control of that one recipe, and there's going to be something there for you that will help you stay on track. So even if no one else takes it, don't be offended, because you can take the rest home and eat it yourself. So that's a win-win. Some options can include like a veggie or fruit tray for an appetizer, a fresh salad with a homemade dressing, or a roasted vegetable medley, or a fruity dessert. So lots of options there. All right, so the 5th tip is called distance helps the heart stay healthy.
I like that. When you arrive at a holiday party or meal, position yourself away from the appetizer area. So out of sight, out of mind is really helpful. Spend the time leading up to the meal indulging in thoughtful conversation and laughter. with your friends and loved ones, which is really why you're there. I mean, the food is awesome, but often if you're talking and eating and eating a bunch of appetizers, you don't realize that how many calories that you're eating at the time. So the more you talk, and focus on that, the less time that you have for eating, because you don't want to talk with your mouth full. So
that's not polite. All right, the 6th tip is merry, bright, and boozy. So what about alcohol, Alex?
Where does it fit? What do we do? Alcohol can definitely help us relax and unwind at a holiday party, especially if we feel anxious about certain family members or colleagues. So you've got like that crazy aunt and uncle, and you're like, I'm gonna need a whole bottle of wine for this one. We're talking about you. First, don't drink on an empty stomach. Alcohol not only diminishes our inhibitions, which can lead to a screw-it mentality around your health or nutrition goals, but it also causes an increase in appetite, which is true. So if you have like a glass of wine or 2 or 3, you probably find yourself snacking more, and then it's just kind of this cycle. So kind of think, is that me, and what can I do differently? 1 cup of eggnog has around 360 calories. I didn't realize that. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of calories.
And that's if you put alcohol in there.
Yeah, it's a boozy eggnog, then you're definitely increasing that.
Yep.
While hot chocolate contains around 200 calories, alcoholic mixed drinks and punches can easily contain over 200 calories, especially like if you're mixing it with sugary stuff. Opt instead for a glass of sparkling water with a splash of your favorite fruit juice or wine. Plan to drink water with your sit-down meal in between alcoholic beverages. Vodka Club with lime or lemon is a great choice. You could do that. Another thing, too, to remember, which we have a whole podcast about alcohol, so you can go back and listen to it. But just for serving size reference, a shot is a serving, a 5-ounce glass of wine, which doesn't seem like a lot. So I would challenge you to kind of portion it out.
Yeah.
Cass is like, it's not.
It's hard to do.
It's hard.
Yeah, if you really enjoy wine, 5 ounces is not very much.
You should totally measure it out and see how much your glass
I do
is.
that, so yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and then a 12-ounce beer. So those are your serving sizes. But again, revert back to our other podcasts if you're curious about alcohol.
Yes. Okay. 7th tip is survey the buffet and balance your plate. All right, Sarah.
I think this is a really good and easy tip. Just kind of be aware of what's available. So we've talked about like mirroring the My Plate graphic for, just overall healthful eating and what your plate should look like. You can also put that into play in, potluck style gatherings, or where someone else is preparing the meal for you. Where's my protein? Where's my carb? Is there a more healthful carb like a whole grain and things like that? Are there fruits and vegetables available? And you can use one of the other tips of, if you know there's not going to be fruits and vegetable available or whole grains available, bring it yourself. So that's a great thing to keep in mind as well. So overall, just kind of give the buffet or whatever style of putting on your plate is there a quick scan before you enter that line to get your food, and plan to include your favorite foods in moderate portions as part of a balanced meal. Another thing you could try and do also is you could bring your own smaller plate, or you could try and see if there's smaller plates available, like those snack style plates for like hors d'oeuvres and appetizers and stuff, because research does support that you typically eat a little bit less, and you can feel more satisfied filling up a smaller plate rather than trying to fill up a bigger plate and be super stuffed and super full. And then, like I kind of said, include a protein, fill up on veggies, mirror that My Plate, where, just as a reminder, half your plate fruits and veggies, a quarter of lean protein, and then a quarter of your plate healthful carbohydrates. And if you know that you're going to want to indulge in some dessert, you can choose to skip your carb in your main meal and then utilize your dessert as that carbohydrate, if it's obviously a carbohydrate-dense dessert, which they usually are. Or you can, eat your meal as normal with healthful balance and portions, and then include a small portion of that dessert as your, what we've referred to in the past as a conscious indulgence, which I think we talked about in Not Ever Eating a Cheat Meal podcast. So if you're interested in, providing proper portioning with conscious indulgence and things like that, and if you don't recognize that word, then refer back to that podcast as well.
Great tip. Okay, 8th tip is take 10 before taking seconds. So whenever you're eating, it does take a while for the stomach's fullness cues to reach the brain. After finishing your first helping at the dinner table, take a 10-minute break. Make conversation, drink some water, then recheck your appetite. You might realize you are full or only want a small portion of seconds. or wait for dessert to come. All right, 9th tip is staying active during the holidays.
Yeah, this one is huge, and this is something that I've done for years, and it really does help. And a holiday vacation doesn't mean that you have to take a vacation from exercise. So oftentimes when you're on vacation, you might have more time to exercise, and you might enjoy it a little bit more because you don't have to get up at 4 a.m. to do it. Plan to get at least 30 minutes a day is a good general rule of a type of exercise that you enjoy. And I like to use that as well for doing different things maybe than I do at home. So if you are somewhere that has beautiful hiking, you can go for a hike instead of doing something that you would usually do at your house. And if you're at a hotel or resort, you can look for those that have a fitness center or a pool. And sometimes they have a connection with a fitness center that you could even go to. So be sure to ask them, or they might have some recommendations. I like to run, so I do this a lot with the concierge or the person at the front desk. Ask them, is there a neat place to run around here? So you can just see some different things and have a little adventure as well. And it's really fun to do. You can also work out in your hotel room with no equipment. And so we have posted things like that before on our Facebook page. And so if anybody needs any ideas, we're always happy to help you with that. But Tabatas are great. You can just download a free Tabata timer and pick one thing like a push-up. And if you do that for 20 seconds, 8 times, you're going to be sore. So you can get something with very minimal equipment. And then, put on your dancing shoes is another one. Dancing is one of the most enjoyable ways to burn calories. So rock around the Christmas tree and elevate your heart rate. So that's good. And, that's fun too if you're just at home hanging out, and you could throw on some music and have a dance party with your family, have a dance competition. You can do all sorts of fun things. Play active games. That's another good one. We love playing games on Christmas Day. It's kind of nice because we all just are there together. And so twisters, charades, relay races, just dance, Wii Sports, all these games get your body up and moving while engaging in meaningful time with loved ones. And again, you'll have a lot of fun and connect with people maybe in ways that you don't typically connect with them. Also, suggest taking a walk break before the holiday meal or between dinner and dessert. If there are kids in the house, suggest going on a walk to look at Christmas lights, either on your own neighborhood or in a well-decorated one. And that's something that we always like to do as well. And it just feels good. You get out and get moving, and it'll help you digest your food more effectively too.
Cassie also made a really good point. I think it was off camera a couple podcasts ago about not feeling guilty about still being active when you're on vacation or visiting family. And I think that's so important because other people who don't have the same, healthy lifestyle goals as you may say, just take a day off, or why do you always have to exercise? And it's probably because you enjoy doing it and you still want to meet your goals. So don't let things that other people say get in the way of your ability to still achieve whatever things you want to when you're on vacation as well.
Yes, thanks for bringing that up, because I know, I feel better when I exercise, so then I'm more enjoyable to be around.
That's true. Sleep better,
and maybe I'm good with that 5 or 6 ounces of wine whenever you're around a bunch of people. So exercise definitely is important, and don't feel guilty about it.
Yes, and also don't be that person who shames other people about exercise or nutrition around the holidays.
Yes.
It's a hard time of year.
Yes.
Okay, the last tip is getting motivated for the new year.
Yes, and sometimes we need a deadline or a specific date in mind to start a goal, and that is okay. In a 2020 study by Pennington Biomedical Research Center, 1,066 individuals from a general public were randomized into 3 groups based on their health-centered New Year's resolutions. One was active control, some support, and extended support. The most popular resolutions regarded physical health, weight loss, and eating habits, which is not shocking. At a 1-year follow-up, 55% of responders considered themselves successful in sustaining their resolutions, which is higher than I thought it would be. Participants with approach-oriented goals, so I am going to, for example, would be an approach-centered goal, were significantly more successful than those with avoidance-oriented goals, such as I am not going to. So that's 58.9% versus 47.1%. So having a more positive-centered goal is I am going to do this, rather than I'm not going to drink this, or I'm not going to do this. Instead, it's I'm going to get up and go for a run every day. So just having those types of goals can kind of change your mindset and make you more successful with sticking with your resolutions. The group that received some support was exclusively and significantly more successful compared to the other 2. So having some sort of support can be helpful in reaching your goals. This study reveals that New Year's resolutions can have lasting effects even at a 1-year follow-up. So create some positive approach-centered goals and use your dietitians for support. We are here to help you. Yes, we are. The new year is the perfect opportunity to commit to a goal, health, motivated, or not. Commit to learning a new cooking skill, new exercise skill, or mindful eating technique. And we do have a 6-week challenge starting in January. We're going to post more about it starting next week. But there's lots of exciting stuff. We'll have online support communities, meal plans, accountability. We'll have all kinds of fun stuff. So be on the lookout for that and sign up.
Yay. Yeah. So exciting. So now let's wrap this up. Haha, Christmas puns with Amanda. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to recap the 10 healthy tips for holiday habits. Alright, so number 1. Don't Christmas shop while hungry. Eat a balanced meal before and pack balanced snacks.
Carefully consider the options when purchasing and receiving food gifts. You are not obligated to finish the entire serving size gifted to you.
Don't save up your calories for a holiday meal or party. Plan for this meal as one of your regular 3 balanced meals in the day.
Offer to bring something healthy to a holiday gathering and be in control of the recipe and take home the leftovers.
Number 5, distance yourself from the food table. Spend more time talking and less time grazing.
Enjoy alcohol in moderation and never on an empty stomach.
Survey the buffet before entering and build a balanced plate.
Take 10 minutes before taking seconds, drink water, and allow your fullness cues to set in.
Stay active during the holidays, book hotels with gyms, play active games, dance at the party, and suggest nighttime Christmas light walks. And the final tip is get motivated for the new year. Create goals that start with I am going to instead of I am not going to. And look out for our 6-week challenge. So this has been another episode of Practical Nutrition. We're so glad that you joined us. We hope you have a happy holidays and a great new year, and we look forward to our next podcast.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.